Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of two active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. So I did make some changes. I forgot to take off that tracker at the bottom of my faith page, but I did take the columns off of my tasks page so that I could have more space for my Making All the Plans goals. And then on my weekly spread, I did go ahead and put in hours. I did realize that I did not put them down far enough, so I will have to tweak that just a little bit. But those are my updates. This faith page is from Squared Plans, and the other pages are part of the HB 90 planning system, and I will link both of them down below. They are both on Etsy. Let's go ahead and get started. I do have some leftovers sitting on my desk, and that is what I'm just going to use today instead of trying to come up with another option. So I am using the script washi tape that have been using on my monthly spreads, and I'm just going to use it to wallpaper this section so that I can put some other images in. And since I forgot to take out that tracker down at the bottom, I am going to go ahead and run some washi tape across the bottom as well. I probably should have whited that out before I put the washi tape over it, but my plan is to put some other stickers over top of the washi tape, so it will end up being okay. But if I had whited out that section, then I would be able to just leave it and put the florals wherever I wanted. I do have quite a few of these longer box stickers left, so I'm going to use it so that I can rewrite prayer list instead of just using the default at the top. And here are all the extras from my monthly spreads. I ended up not using this particular kind of sunflower, so I am going to use it on my weekly spread. And we'll see if we incorporate any of the other stickers or florals that were left from my monthly spread from the other sheets as well. So I did go ahead and layer those florals over top of where that tracker was down at the bottom of the page. And I do like that it covers that up and I can't see it through the washi tape now. I'm also going to put a cluster of florals up on top of the washi tape that I wallpapered. And I still have not completely mastered my Cricut, so these were too close to the border and I ended up having to trim off a little bit because my Cricut didn't cut it right. So that's what I was doing with the scissors. I'm also going to bring in some of this black washi tape just for a little bit extra weight on the page. I did cut out a little bit of the video where I was looking for my washi tape cutter, and I lose that thing all the time. I probably should have 5 or 6 at my desk just so it makes it easier when I do bury one under pages. But for some reason, I didn't just grab the ruler that was sitting right in front of me. Who knows? I am going to use my Kelly Creates fine liner, and this is the 08, I believe, just so that I have a bolder heading here. So for my tasks page, I really like to leave it fairly blank at this point because I end up writing quite a few tasks on this page or moving post-it notes over. The one thing that I do like to do, however, is use washi tape to break up that top header section from the bottom where I actually put in my lists. I also would eventually like to make 3 columns. The first column would just be much wider than the other two, but for now I'll just use my Kelly Creates pen and draw that line in when I'm dropping in the post-its. But let me use these post-its to demonstrate what I mean. I want to be able to put 4 post-it notes across so that the first 2 post-it notes will be making all the plans, the third will be personal, and the fourth will be related to my home goal. And because of the hole punch on the side, if I leave very much space at all in between the post-its, then they overlap the holes. So I probably am not going to be able to put a line in, and now I'm thinking about possibly just shading that middle column that I use for my personal tasks. So we'll see how this transforms over the next few weeks. I did mention that I don't do much decorating on this page because there are so many tasks. I don't normally have as many home tasks, so I thought I would run this script washi tape across the bottom. It doesn't take up much visual space. I'm not sure why that was so hard for me to say today, but I like that it brings that pattern and texture across the task page, but again, it doesn't take up much visual space and it's not very heavy. And I will drop a little flower up at the top and I will call that page done. Next, I'm going to write in the week number and the dates for this week. I can't believe it's already week 32 of 52 this year and that school is about to start. And I just feel like the summer has flown by and I'm really not ready for school to start. Normally, I am ready for the kids to go back, but this year I am kind of sad that it's over already. I'm going to go ahead and decorate this bigger box here. I do like that it brings in some decor on the page. However, I'm still not sure what to use it for. The only thing I have been using it for is to write in reasons why I might not be getting as many tasks done as I would like. So anytime I've taken a trip or had to work late or any of that sort of thing, I have written it up here. Has it helped? Not necessarily, but it looks pretty at least. But I'm not sure what else I would use this section for if I didn't write that up here. So if anybody has any ideas of how to use this, I would appreciate it. But I do like to just drop some boxes in so that it does take up a little bit more visual space than just writing the random things that are interrupting my week. And then I will take these floral stickers and drop them in around the boxes just to complete that cluster. So this week I have a trip with my bestie Monday, and then we'll come back Tuesday. Some appointments on Tuesday with my kids. And then Friday, I don't normally go in the office, but we are doing a wireless install downtown. So I will have to go in for that. And then Friday evening, my son has his first set of scrimmages, so we will be at that. And then at some point this weekend, I'd like to run down to Cincinnati before my niece heads off to college. So I'm starting by drawing in these lines, and eventually I probably will put these lines in on my PDF as well, but I was having an issue getting them lined up correctly, so I just quit and left them with just the numbers. And now I'm happy that I did that because my numbers are up too high. I'd like to drop them down at least 1 or 2 dots on the dot grid. If you can't see, all of the area behind Monday through Sunday is dot grid, which I appreciate because it helps me write straight and it helps me keep my line straight. I am going to start by dropping in this box so that I can just write that I'm going on a Visit Ohio trip with my bestie. And I did put that more on Monday just because we'll be coming home on Tuesday. So I'm going to write it more towards Monday and then I'm going to put a floral sticker at the end of that. It just works in my head. And I do have 2 other birthdays that I want to put on here, and I'm realizing that I don't have any smaller box stickers left. So as I was looking for other box stickers, I did find those cute quotes, and then I am going to just grab a couple black boxes from my Mojo Jojo Plans Black Boxes book. I do have plenty of other colors of boxes, but I felt like black would be the easiest, so I grabbed black. I also like that they're the same height as the boxes that I make myself. I do want to go ahead and drop in some numbers for the dates for the month, and this is just because I was starting to get confused which item happens on which day. I do know which dates these birthdays fall on, but I didn't know if it's Friday or Saturday, so I'm going to go ahead and drop in those dates so that I don't get confused about any of the other events that are happening, hopefully. And then I'm going to start dropping in the events and meetings and all of that for the week. I will start by writing in my kids' events, and I write those in purple. Anything that I don't have to be at, I just put on the right side of the column for the day. so that I know they need to be there, but not necessarily that I need to be there with them. And that way it leaves the left side of the column open for things that I actually have to be at. So those evening boxes are all for my son's soccer practices. And then both kids have dentist appointments on Tuesday. So my daughter has just a braces tightening, and then my son has just a cleaning at the dentist. And I am very glad that my son can drive himself because those two appointments are awfully close together if my husband were to have to do both of them. But I am certain that I knew about this trip before either one of these appointments were scheduled. And to be fair, both of my kids have had about 1,000 appointments this summer. It has been crazy. So I was just basing it upon when we had a free day. But Tuesday is not turning into a free day at all. Just like last year, I scheduled an appointment, and that was the day that athletic pictures were also taken. So my son will be at the high school for probably 3 hours doing scoreboard videos and soccer pictures and all that. But thankfully, the dentist appointment was early enough where it doesn't interfere with soccer pictures. I did grab my bigger friction eraser here just because it started to smear, and the bigger eraser definitely works better. The blue highlighter is for launch. We are starting the third section group of lessons for launch, and I'm excited to jump back in. I did sit out of the second group of lessons just because I did not have time this summer. It's really hard to do them when you're traveling like I was traveling, so I just sat out of them, and I'm hoping that once we finish this third set, excuse me, I'll be able to go back and fill in with the second grouping. So on this Friday, I am writing in the soccer scrimmages at the high school. I am glad that they're home, but my son will be playing for both the varsity and the JV, so I will be there the whole night. And the peachy orange color that I'm about to drop in is for work. I don't have a lot of meetings this week, at least not yet. There were a couple Monday and Tuesday that I'm not going to be at, but Friday we do have that wireless install, and I have one other meeting. And then since I've put this together, I also have a meeting on Wednesday that I'm going to have to go into the office for. So it looks like I will be in the office Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. It looks like a pretty calm week, so I am excited about that. I'm hoping to get a lot accomplished actually in the office. There are things that need to be done, like unpacking from past trips, surplusing some items, getting some servers ready to rack. So it is much easier and only possible to do those things when I'm physically in the office. So this week I saw these planning with Bumble stickers, and I thought that I would go ahead and toss them in to write down my tasks for making all the plans each day. I try not to schedule more than 3 or 4 tasks for each day for making all the plans. So I thought this little clipboard with 4 items would work well for making all the plans. I am going to start by putting this black striped washi tape down, and then I am just going to lay the clipboards down in kind of a haphazard manner, but I'm going to move them down a little bit so that I still have room up top to write any home tasks that I need to take care of. But I think this is looking super cute. I am going to go ahead and grab a pink pen and try to color in that outside line just so it's color coded for making all the plans. This first marker did not work like I was hoping, and so I did end up grabbing my friction erasable highlighter in order to color in that outer line. I'm also going to grab just a gray friction highlighter and color in the clip of the clipboard part. Just, it doesn't need it, but just because I wanted to. And I'm not sure that spending the time coloring that in was really worth it, but I did enjoy my coloring time. And this week I did appreciate having my home tasks broken down and written along the bottom of the page. So I want to do that again. And I'm just going to drop in this green highlighter and then write home up on top of it so that I can remember to break out my tasks like I did last week. And even though I know the clipboards are for making all the plans, I will go ahead and write it in MATP along the bottom of each one of the clipboards. Now we're going to jump over to the sidebar, and I am going to drop in some of these long stickers since I don't have any shorter ones, and I didn't really want to use the big boxes. So I'm just going to use one header for my errands and then another header for my meal plans for the week. And I will just trim them off at the edge. I'm not going to make a smaller box. I will just take care of how that looks here in a little bit. But I could have trimmed this box and overlapped it so that it did end up being a smaller box. I just didn't feel like I needed to do that here. I could have also done that for the birthdays, but I just didn't want to mess with it, which is why I grabbed those black boxes. So now I'm going to drop in my sunflowers. These stickers are super pretty. They are from Just Starkey. I think the other ones are from Moira Studios, but I will drop links to their shops down below. I am going to bring in the script washi, and again, I'm just ripping it so that it's smaller and it doesn't take up as much space on the page so that I have plenty of room to write my functional items. But I feel like this makes those stickers look like they belong there. And I am trimming this off as I go, just so it doesn't stick to the other pages in my weekly packet. If I had only been working on one spread, I probably would have laid down all the stickers and then trimmed them. But right there, it could have stuck to the other page and then I would have had to get it unstuck. So it's just easier to trim it as I go along since there are so many pages already sitting on my desk. But I really think that these stickers are so cute. I do normally take a sticker sheet and resize them based upon what I need. Sometimes they are way too big for my planner spread since I am a functional planner, so I frequently size them down. I also tend to mirror some flowers or some images so that if I have a picture of a woman looking to the left side of the page, I can mirror her and then she's looking to the right side of the page. So that way, whichever way I want her to be looking, I have a copy of that sticker, if that makes sense. But I tend to resize and mirror a lot of my images. But that is also another reason why I tend to invest in digital stickers now instead of the pre-printed ones. I feel like if I buy a book of stickers, there are half of them that I don't even like, and then they're either the wrong size or they're facing the wrong way. So even though it is an extra step and a bit of a pain to have to print out stickers all the time, I do think that it is worth the time and the money, but I will also say that having some sticker books on hand for those weeks or those times that you don't have time to print stickers is ideal. So for me, those basic sticker books would be a sticker book with all florals, and then another would be a sticker book with boxes. So I'm not sure if Happy Planner still has the Colorful Boxes sticker book, but I got 3 or 4 copies of that because it really was my favorite and it had a lot of variety of colors. And then the third sticker book that I would get would be one with quotes in it. And there are books where you can find all three, but I have been leaning away from sticker books and towards the printables, just so if I use all of the quotes, I can just print more quotes. If I use all of the boxes, I can just print more boxes. If I use all the florals and I have a ton of other things left, I can just print more florals. So for me right now in this stage of my life, I feel like the printables are my better option. Plus, I love that I can just have my Cricut cut them out for me. If I had to cut them out by hand, that decision may be different. And of course, I couldn't live without my washi tape. I love how it just fills in some of the white space. I really like this script washi tape. I also love that black and white. Those are my two go-tos. I also have some grid washies that I like a lot. But if you're just starting your washi collection, that is probably where I would start. A basic black and white, a scripty type of washi, and then the grid washies. If you want to watch me actually lay out my tasks, that will be in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification. Once I get the rest of the script washi laid in, I will go back in and add in just a few quotes. And they were affirmations that I downloaded from Etsy. These had to be resized because they were each individual images. And then I resized them to what I thought would fit my planner best, and then cut them out with the Cricut. But this first quote says, "I am worth it as is, without change, without exception." And I'm just going to put some of the script washi tape with it, as well as a little flower, just so it makes it look like it was meant to be there and part of the spread. The second quote sticker that I'm going to drop in says, "I love the person I am becoming." And I do drop it all the way down to the left side just because I wanted something down there since the making all the plans clipboards were down there and it just seemed like it ended into nothing. So I did decide to go ahead and put it all the way down at the bottom of the sidebar. And I did layer it with another floral. And then the third quote sticker that I dropped in says, "I am moving in the direction of my dreams." And I did just kind of let that one hang out there. I felt like since the sidebar kind of had a box around it, that it looked okay there without incorporating any more of the washi tape or anything like that. Then I'm going to grab my Christiane Design stencil. This is the 5mm spacing stencil, and draw in my lines for my meal plan and for my errands for the week. And then the last thing that I need to do is write in the headers for meal plans and errands, and I will do that again with my Kelly Creates fine liner tip pen. And if you stuck around till the end, I want to give you a great big thank you. And I hope that everyone has a productive and healthy week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.